Hey, Shalom Akim Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. News in the gospel of God, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, wherever they may be. This is just a quick lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will to be edifying. Title that most people would take the M-A-R-K or the mark based on an emotional response. This is just kind of piggybacking off the elder brother Mwatazak from Cali. He did a video like 2 days ago regarding like the devices and the working of Satan, going into this new movie, The Sound of Freedom, which Jim Caviezel, which the guy who played Jesus, and I say it that way, in The Passion of the Christ, how Mel Gibson, these guys, what's this guy named Tim Ballard, which is basically a primary culprit as for allegedly rescuing these detainees of children that was caught up by the deep state. Now, when you watch that movie, you could see roundabout a way how they tried to take the attention off government being behind tracking or trafficking. But we all know that every underground crime syndicate is ran through some form of government. Okay, they have some type of ties to the elites, whether it be directly or indirectly. We all know at the end of the day that the elites pay these agents to go around and to grab up children for sacrifice. Okay, like they did a new experiment dealing with like how particular blood of youth or some type of like Drenny we call it, but it's like a hormone in blood, mainly children's blood, that can cause the human body to cease from aging. It's like an anti-aging or like a de-aging manifacto. And we believe through the Spirit, these elites are extracting the hormones from children's blood and just people, period, in Jake. Okay, because melanin on the black market is going for a couple of $1,000s a gram, man, you know. So you have to understand that we're in a very, very dark time and a serious time. And when you watch that movie, it plays on the emotions of the people. Because when you look at the commentary, or not the commentary, but you look at certain people's interviews or testimonial videos on how they felt upon leaving the movie theater, people were literally, and they was feeling some type of way. Because let's be honest with you, to play on the minds of children or in this world, that's a very emotional response when you talk about children. Okay, because the whole thing about it is, they got the sentiment God loves the kids, which the Most High does love children, but they're using a very stringent point about targeting children because that's going to get the response from the people. Okay, at first it was with women. People starting to become desensitized to women getting fucked up. It's like, okay, these bitches deserve what they get, but now they're playing on your minds by targeting the kids, which in fact trafficking does happen. But the people that's putting the movie out, and the governments and Trump, all these people are part of that shit, man. Okay, like these actors and these celebrities, these guys in Hollywood, they are all behind the trafficking, man. All of them. Okay, look what happened to Oprah's spiritual successor. Allegedly, he got 99 years in prison, which I don't believe that, because we know that people like Epstein, Oprah, all of them people ain't going to jail behind this because they work for the elites, But one part that stood out was, and a brother made a very excellent point, and I went to see the movie when it came out. It came out on so-called Independence Day, which is the 4th of July. And I noticed a particular scene in the movie when he had to go down. I think he was like in South to Central America. He was somewhere where like the cartel or some shit be. He was like in the middle of Central America somewhere. I forgot where he was at. But basically, he was in no man's zone, okay, dealing with Northern Kingdom. And basically what happened was, in order for him to deal with getting the kids, he had to accept the MOTB. Okay, he had to get that tracking device in order to go get the kids. And this is what they're pushing. Okay, in that movie, they're totally telling you, look, we gonna need to C-hip your children so this doesn't happen. But wait a minute, man. That's part of the agenda of the New World Order. Micro C-hipping everybody. And they know one way to get you is through children, because people have emotional responses to kids, man. You see what I'm saying? So that's what they're pushing. So that whole movie was about really microscopically tagging your children so you don't have to be in fear for their life. But regardless of it, if you do tag your children, it's not going to stop Esau from having his way with him. Because think about it. When you get a microchip put in a dog and the dog comes up missing, do they ever find a dog by tracing the motherfucking device? No. Rarely, if ever. So that's all cap, man. That's all folly, and that's all part of Satan's devices. Like the scriptures say, roughly paraphrase 2 Corinthians 2:11, it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, okay? And to take advantage means to get over, okay? Or to deceive, or to get the upper hand of. It says that we're not ignorant of his devices. In these movies they're putting out, this is nothing more but a device through Esau, Edom, which is the devil that the Bible talks about. So we have to be very careful about being in a stable and emotional or stable or stability of a mindset in the times we coming in, because this whole time we're coming in, they're getting ready to play off the emotions, man. We saw that during the time of the of the 2020 ordeal. We saw that they played on the emotion of people by threatening their jobs and by coming up with these numbers. People are dying, people are sick. You know, they played off the emotions of the people, and that's why people made an emotional response without thinking about it. And then they got themselves into some folly. Now people are regretting going down there and getting it. The repercussions for it is the risk of it was graver than dealing with it. You know, because those of us that didn't deal with it, man, we wiped the sweat. We like, phew, we dodged a hell of a bullet. But now it's time to dodge the real bullet, because that was a motto to show who's going to deal with this man's tyranny in the times to come. That little simulation they did back then, you know. That's why in Ezekiel 20, I think it's 28, if I'm not mistaken, it goes into through like traffic. Have they gotten riches? You go into traffic, man, it goes into a person's trafficking. And that comes with children, drugs, governments, people, the whole shebang. So you have to understand through the spirit, they're going to play on the emotions of our people, and especially our people. Jake is just highly emotional anyway. And the fact that you put kids on there, kids been coming up missing since the goddamn beginning of time, man. You know what I'm saying? Kids have always been more of a pure sacrifice into Satan because the purity of the blood, you know? Like back in the 90s, every time we used to go to lunch or whatever store, we see missing poses of missing children. That was to play on the emotions of you people, okay? Because with that being said, the parents gonna come out and say, well, yeah, we do need to microscopically tag our children. So basically they generated fear and they played on your emotional response. Because the people in America, let's be honest with you, you're led by fear 24/7 from the moment you wake up to the time you go to bed. Okay, this is why a lot of you go to church, because you're fearful, man, of what can happen. Okay, another reason we serve the Lord, because we fear the Lord. But overall, you're fearful. You got to work, because if you don't work, you fear that you can't take care of your family. You can't take care of your bills. You're going to become a statistic. You see what I'm saying? All these things. So they've been pumping fear into us since we came out the womb. And let's not talk about the horror movies that they conjure up. That's a big thing. Horror movies, suspenseful movies, mystery and suspense, thrillers, hood movies. All that is to keep you generated and shrouded in fear. So it's going to be pretty easy to get people to accept that mark, man. And most of you going to willingly go down there and take it, because you're going to be so fearful of not getting your lives back in order throughout all the chaos that's coming to America. You're going to go down there and you're going to run in them goddamn concentration camps and allow this military to put that thing in you, man. You're going to willingly do it, okay? That's why it tells you in 2nd Esdras 16 and 68, it says, those that consent unto them should be had in derision, okay? Because you're going to go down there, you're going to get duped, you're going to get that device in you, and before you know it, the Lord is going to destroy your ass, man. And your life ain't going to go back to normal when you do get it. What, you may have a extra incentive to go to a grocery store. You may have 3 or 4 months advantage on paying off your rent. But other than that, once that C-HIP is passed, this society is on its way out of here. So we got to keep that in mind. So it's essential for us to not get caught up in this shit, man. Because right now, I'm like in a desensitized state, man. Part of me be like, what the fuck is wrong? Why I don't have no emotions towards this shit? You know, I'm thinking like, man, maybe I'm off. Maybe I don't have enough compassion. But no, I got compassion just for the right people. certain people I don't give a fuck about. Yes, it sucks that kids are coming up missing. But in the back of my mind, it's like, oh, well, so fucking be it. It's the will of the Lord. It is what it is. You know, but how can you say that? You have a kid. Yeah, I have a kid, but I'm not emotionally attached to that kid because I know ultimately on this side, I have no rule over it. So I'm not going to bother myself with something I can't control. And that's what helps me get through the day. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, y'all love children, man. Love to have them, but not on this side. And overall, just what's happening to people in this world, I don't really give a fuck about it. If it ain't the brothers, man, or you know, people that's in my circle, I really don't give a shit about what happened to any of you people, man. Okay? It may sound cruel, but it is what it is, man. We got to be that way. We got to be austere. And I thank the Lord for putting that mindset in me, because you know what? It's going to help us in the time we're in, when women are getting grabbed up and ravished, okay? When older men and women are getting the judgment. Hey, I ain't gonna feel no type of way about it. I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. But, you know, at the end of the day, shit, you were warned. You were given the warning. You see? So it is what it is, man. All right? And I'm gonna try to get some of these scriptures, brothers, but I'm actually driving right now. So Salaki, if I can't read the scriptures. But, you know, for you new followers out there, definitely look at the scriptures and definitely look at the scriptures and write them down and, you know, get clarity on it. But wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy time. That's the ultimate form of stability. So we're going to understand through the Holy Spirit that, hey, we're going to have to be in a sound mind, man. Because if you all jacked up about what's coming on the earth, and don't get it twisted, man, we are going to be pushed back by a lot of shit. But ultimately, the Spirit is what compels us to keep moving. Okay? Bayan Yasharallah, Shalom, bro. Revelation 18:10. It says, standing afar off for the fear of our torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is our judgment come, right? Because it's going to take 1 hour to literally destroy America, man. Okay? And it's going to be destroyed with a sword destruction. Okay? The Lord is going to do something brutal and awful to this goddamn place, man. And honestly, I can't wait. You know? I can't wait, man. It's a beautiful thing. How about Shimi Hawashai is getting ready to off this place? Because, I mean, honestly speaking, snatching up kids is wicked. Sacrificing children is wicked. Especially Israelite kids. That's off as hell, man. You know? Because, I mean, yeah, you know, everybody comes back and they lie. They have their respective sins they have to pay for. But sacrificing a kid, Jake was doing that, man. Sacrificing their kids to Molech. And Jake is still doing that now by those 187 clinics. And also a lot of these celebrities, like these celebrities and these rap groups, a lot of them was part of the trafficking business, man, as children. Their parents sold them out. Their parents sold them out early to the Baphomet, which is that spiritual sacrifice to Molech. You see? Why the fuck would you make a turn that far out? Why didn't you just get in the left lane? But yeah, man, so, you know, we're in those times, brothers. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down, man. So, matter of fact, Revelation 11, and it says here, and thy merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buy her merchandise anymore. And part of the merchandise is the children. Anything you got for sale is considered merchandise. Okay? And that's part of the children, because nobody's going to be able to buy these children, or, you know, whatever Esau was trafficking or selling, from his drugs to his slavery to his New World Order. It's all sales pitch, man. Okay? But like I said, people are going to take that C-hip based on emotional responses, because the American people are very emotional. From the moment they wake up in the morning to the moment they go to bed, they are dealing with something that's overly stimulating their parasympathetic nervous system, or something to that degree. So ultimately, they're through, man. All right. But anyway, with that, brothers, I'm gonna end it here. Finna pull up to the spot, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Shimi Hawashai Bashir Rakakwadash. And with that, Shalom and Abba Shalom.